ankle, never returned. Aaron Banks, cramps. And Matt Wright had a shoulder. Go ahead.
Any x-rays on Mustafa?
No, they believe it was a low. Yeah.
Is there a point there when you don't have Mason, obviously you don't have Christian, all the other guys we could list, and you're going, how are we band-aiding this together, or you just think, I got the guys, we're going to win this thing anyway?
With Debo also, towards the end, on the last possession, what's his name? Drawing a blank. Taylor, he got hurt. So I was afraid that we were down to our last one with Isaac, especially when he got that long one. It was smart of him, giving that touchdown to Juice. But I did get worried right then. Before that, though, we had enough guys, especially with Debo being able to help out and do all that stuff, too. So we were all right.
Was it Mason? He went back in. Did he aggravate something?
Yeah, he thought he was going to be all right. He went back in, and it just hurt him too much. So he went out, I think. I think that was the first play. And then he was out just in case of emergency.
The fact that he could have come in an emergency, does that suggest it's not serious?
I don't know. You never know. Adrenaline on these days. During games is a little bit different. We'll find out more tomorrow when that's down and get the x-rays and stuff.
What was going through your mind when you guys had the 20-point lead, give up the kickoff, and then next thing you know, they have the ball with a chance to take the lead? I'm not going to go to what's happened on our last two losses. It's just staying locked in, not trying to get any negative feelings, and just trying to do it one play at a time. You try to keep our team that way, but it's not like I talked to a bunch of people right then. So just calling plays and stuff, you don't try to think that way. Our goal is to be locked in the entire game, regardless of what the score was, and I thought the guys played like that.
Considering how, the moment and how much you needed it, how that throw from Purdy to Kittle, the first touchdown, the throw to catch, how clutch was that?
Which one? There was two of them. The first one was awesome. That was a long third down. We're obviously struggling in the red zone to make a big play like that. I think it was 3rd and goal from, I want to say, the 10. But that was huge. It was a dime right in the corner. It was a hell of a route and catch by George. And then I thought the second one was just as impressive. We called a lookie to BA. They played a coverage where 2 people were on him, and he went across the board and had a hell of a throw to George.
When we asked Brock about some of the red zone stuff, he said maybe he's just got to be more decisive, something like that. Pull the trigger. Did you have that conversation with him, and do you think he did that more tonight?
Yeah, I think the hard thing with the red zone is there's not one theme. There's a few plays, and Brock's saying that because there's a few plays he could have been more decisive on and had. But that's not the whole red zone struggles. But when you struggle running the ball, didn't have a lot of great looks, and then you miss a few that we could have scored on. And Brock's can always own up to that stuff, but that wasn't really the theme. He was real decisive today, made 2 big-time throws there on 3rd down, and it was a step in the right direction at least.
The challenge that you made that you didn't win there, what were you told in terms of what angle they saw, whoever let you know, and then what was the explanation that they didn't?
It was awesome by Hamp. Because he said he could tell by how the guy's hand moved that the ball hit him, and then that's all he saw. But he couldn't 100% see the ball. But he said you could tell how the hand moved, and with it being Thursday night football, I thought for sure they'd have a bunch of camera angles. So once he believed that it happened, we threw it thinking we'd get some better angles, and then they just told me that he didn't. And then about 2 minutes later, I heard all the guys in the box freaking out saying they saw another angle, and it was a fumble. So
the official told you that they didn't have the
yeah, they only know what they see. So they didn't see, I think, what everyone else saw on TV.
Who told you that the finger moved?
Hamp. Yeah.
With all the
Brian Hampton.
With all the offensive stuff, Renardo Green's interception there came at a really good time. So just how did he make that play, and just what did you see of it?
That was huge. I just saw it looked like they sailed it a little bit over DK, or maybe under through it, and he cut in front of him. It was a hell of a play by him. Hell of a job by Malik, too, getting in the pick. I thought a rookie stepped up big time today, all of them. But Renardo was huge coming in for Mooney. Mooney was a game-time decision. Tried to get him going. He tried to go, but the workout didn't go well before the game, and Renardo and the whole defense stepped it up.
Your team has faced some of these games before, early in the season when things aren't going right, has won a lot of them. Is that something you communicate to them, or do you feel it in a week like this where this team just has the feeling that it's going to be able to pull a game like this out?
No, you know that we're sick about those 2 losses that we had, and we know, I talk about some losses are harder than others, and when you feel like you had those won, especially division games, that's made us sick about it. And, we've gone on a stretch here the last 2 years where we've won a lot of games in a row. And a lot of the fourth quarters and some of those win streaks these last 2 years haven't been that tight. Guys have been able to relax a little bit and stuff. And we've been talking about how these 2 losses are a reminder on how the NFL works. And I think we got a little spoiled in that way of just human nature of sometimes feeling too relaxed, and you can never feel too relaxed. I thought we played real well in the second half, but that doesn't mean it's easy to win. And it's that's how it works. We played well. They played well. They came back and made some plays, which made it tighter. And I was glad that our guys could fight through that, realize that games are really never over where you can just sit and chill in the fourth quarter. You got to go beginning to the end, and we got that experience today.
What did you see from Miranda? Did you feel like he was on the verge of breaking a big one?
You always feel like guys are close. We were running the ball pretty well all day. When they're going to really commit to stopping the run and try to get in those 8-man fronts. We got a good bounce read where we got outside, and usually when there's not 2 safeties there, which I don't think there were, you break them, and he's got the speed to do it. He said he's an eyelash slower than Raheem, and they had a pretty fast guy chasing him, but he said he wanted to give that to Juice, so it ended up working out well and got to run more time off the clock.
Want to see him slide there at the end?
Hell no, we want him to score, and I don't think he slid, and that's what he's claiming. I think 21's a fast player, and he got him a little bit there at the end, I think. I'll see it. You guys saw it. But it ended up working out better for us.
Given how well Mooney has matched up with DK, was there some pregame concern about how you're going to deal with Metcalf?
Not really. It's, he wouldn't have done that anyways tonight, just, being on an injury. And I think Demo's one of the best corners in the league. I love Demo, and we got a young rookie in Renardo stepping up. I think Ike's done a hell of a job, and I think we got a lot of players in our secondary.
How close was it with Trodarius? We saw him.
It was close enough to where it was a game-time decision. He went and worked out, and it was close, but couldn't go.
Another special teams blunder, I guess you would say. What can you do about that now? There's like 1 a game now. How do you go in there? Do you get involved? What can happen now?
I thought the special teams made some plays today. They got a fumble for us, a huge recovery, which I forget whether that led to a field goal or touchdown. Last week they scored a touchdown with a block kick, returned for a touchdown. I thought we didn't have a great kickoff, and from what I saw live, we had an unblocked guy who missed a tackle, and then they hit the lane. So we got to get better at tackling. We'd love to get a better kickoff and stuff, and we got to keep challenging ourselves as coaches, our players, everybody. Especially when you got some guys down on defense. It does. You guys can see that, and it's even worse on special teams when that happens. But we got to do better. But I was still happy they made some plays today too.
Are you challenging the kicker to make a tackle?
Hell no, I don't. I don't know how I feel about that anymore. When they break through and they're the only line left, I would never be the coach that says just let them score. But dang, that's 2 weeks in a row, and I just got his name last night, and Matt was unbelievable today. He was 3 for 3 on field goals, and that was huge for him to stop him. It looked like they could have scored if he wasn't there, so I just hope he's all right.
You got his name last night. You learned who he was last night?
The first time I've seen him, yeah. But
Okay.
yeah, you guys, I don't waste thoughts on stuff that I don't need to know.
You wanted him to kick it into the end zone.
Same with all of your injury questions. I really don't learn stuff I don't need to know.
That
So
was a strategy to have him kick it right at the goal line. You wanted it to be further than that.
yeah, you'd like that, and it was something that he was struggling with a little bit. So when that happens, you try to get more air on it, so it gives our guys time to get down there. But it obviously it didn't work.
All right, guys, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys.
through the touchdown. What did you see there with the safety coming over?
I really wasn't even looking at the safety. At the beginning, you know, I kind of had to fake block the outside linebacker, and he fell off. And then I see the ball in the air, and you know, once the ball in the air, we always talk to attack it, and then whatever happened, that's it. You know, it's off to the races.
Devo, just down 2 games in the division, can you describe a must-win situation, or if it was a must-win situation?
It was definitely a must-win, but kind of look at must-wins a little different. Must-wins are like if you lose, you're done. So at the end of the day, we treat it as a must-win for sure to get back on track. And, you know, we got this mini bye and then get back to work on Monday, Tuesday, whichever day Kyle want to have a bonus practice.
But it's not the first time you guys have had your backs against the wall a little bit and come up with a big win. What is it about this team that allows you guys to, in these kind of moments, meet the moment?
Really, like, not being ourselves, like not turning the ball over. Really, that's the main thing. Defense getting turnovers. We had 2 today, 2 picks, and 2 rookies stepped up on defense and made plays for us.
What is it like to see that? I mean, not only the 2 guys on defense, but the rookie running back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I don't know why he didn't score. I would have scored. He said he was looking at the sideline and people was telling him to go down for what I don't know, why he looking at the sideline running anyway. But, man, that's just huge. It's kind of like next man up mentality. You know, we always want Mooney out there, but Ronaldo went out there and took advantage of the opportunity he had.
Devo, what did you see from just George's first touchdown when he's able to get the full feet down?
That was a dot for sure from Brock. And the concentration by George with a guy kind of raking at it and getting his feet in bounds.
You guys had 483 yards total offense. Did this feel more like your guys' kind of game?
We feel like every game is our game. If we don't turn the ball over, like, if we don't beat ourselves on, you know, it's kind of hard to give a game away, you know. So I feel like we don't turn the ball over and manage the clock like we normally do and run the ball well and hit passes here and there. I feel like we're pretty good.
Devo, Mike McDonald, Seahawks head coach, was in charge of that Ravens defense on Christmas Day where gave you guys a really rough time. How much?
Say it again?
Mike McDonald, Seahawks head coach, was running the Ravens defense, gave you guys a real hard time on Christmas Day last year. How much does it mean for Brock and for all of you guys to come in here and just kind of put that to rest?
Kind of, I didn't even know that. I don't know that we was thinking about that. Either we was just coming in and knew we had a game today, and it was a must-win, and we went out there and got the dub.
How do you spend the long weekend before getting ready for the
Oh, we just cool. Like, we vibe and got to get off your feet a little bit and rest.
Great, thanks. Steve. said during the week that you're treating this as a must-win. Was there a different sense of urgency going into this one?
I think there was, yeah. You obviously want to bring a high sense of urgency every game, but when your backs are against the wall, it kind of brings it out of you. And I'm just glad when the momentum swung there, we stuck with it, and that was kind of the message all week. We got the win.
This isn't the first time you've been in this kind of situation with your backs against the wall. What is it about this kind of core group of guys that allows you to meet the moment in games like this?
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do better all around. We kind of let teams back in it, but we've been through so many situations and so many different games that we're experienced, and that helps in this league.
When you give up, not you, but the special teams gives a touchdown, and then they get the ball back and they score again. It's only one score game. Is it a conversation you're having on the sidelines? What's kind of the
We just kind of talked about good or bad, keep that same even keel, next play mentality, and it was crucial to do that there.
The Bernardo Green interception there came at a pretty good time too. Were you on the field for that one, or what?
I was. Yeah, kind of one of my worst rushes of the day. So thankfully, he held it a little bit and threw it to him. But I'm happy for him. He's a Florida kid, so I always pull for them. And he's very, very talented, and we got to see it tonight.
Shanahan said back in the spring they had a sense that the rookie class was going to be pretty good. Did you get that sense at any point, during the off-season summer?
For sure, yeah. Kind of right away in the preseason, they were popping. Obviously, it's a different deal when you're playing in real games, and they showed up tonight.
How do you feel about just how pressure, the pass rush, and the coverage tied together tonight?
I think our back end probably had one of their best games, and we needed it. And yeah, I mean, we rushed, we got pressure. Obviously, we want to get them down, and we had some opportunities there. But we got the win.
You've gotten some big wins in the stadium over the years, Nick. I mean, how can you guys parlay this into getting on a roll? Obviously, it starts next game against Kansas City.
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, this was a big one to get, and now we have a little time to get some guys healthy. And then, yeah, I mean, we have a long road ahead, and it starts with the team that we haven't beat yet since I've been here. So definitely trying to get the monkey off our back with that one.
You find out before the game that Mooney isn't going, JP you lose, basically in the first half. You got rookies and other guys, backups out there touching the ball and playing keep roles. At some point, are you thinking, how are we doing this?
No, I mean, I think anybody with a uniform on could play well, and Thursday night games are tough. There's definitely your legs feel it, especially when it's a battle like that, and there's so many people going in and out that I can't even keep track, but I didn't know JP got hurt, but I saw him rotating all the running backs, so I'm proud of the guys.
Nick, how much of a factor was Malik Collins been in your defensive line this year?
It's been huge. He's a great veteran leader, and obviously with Grave down, having him has been a massive thing for us. And he could rush. He plays the run really well, so it's been good.
Nick, Next Gen had you with 14 quarterback pressures. Did it feel that way?
Yeah, it felt that way.
What's the frustration when you have that many and you don't have the sacks to show?
It's a finishing business, especially when you're me and you're expected to finish. There was a couple close ones there where it was almost ball out, game over, and I just got to keep going. It's a long year, and just look at the tape and try and finish those, because that's what players like me need to do.
Are those more frustrating than not getting there at all? It's like
Yeah, I mean, it's good to hit the quarterback, obviously, but you want to get there. You want to finish for your team.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
And you guys have been in this position before in previous years, things aren't going great early in the season, and you get to a spot and you just figure out how to win it. Did you feel that? Did you talk about that this week? Did you sense
Nah. I mean, it's still early. It's only week 6. So, we can still right this ship without having to string off 9 straight wins, So today was important. It was every bit of a must win without technically being a must win.
What would you like to see the
Thank you.
running back there at the end after the Seahawks score, they take off 76 yards and dive the finish?
Yeah, I mean, we've all been waiting to see IG kind of turn it loose. We know he's a blazer. Reminds us a lot of Raheem Mostert. So I think Bobby T said he's an eyelash slower, but I don't know. The kid can run, so he said he was going down on purpose. So we'll give him that.
when you touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, they score again? What was, in your mind, what was kind of the conversation of the team, given the losses you've had recently?
Well, each game is different, and we just had so much success on the offensive side of the ball. It's like no matter how loud they got, we never just lost confidence. We knew that, we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot with dumb penalties or, we can operate in the noise like we had been doing. We knew that we would, draw the ball down there and get in scoring position.
You scored in the red zone.
And we scored in the red zone. It's a big thing. Obviously we still kicked a few field goals. We'd like to see those get into the box, but yeah, that's one of the things that we're working on.
What do you see just from the offensive line as a whole? I mean, today, average 6.9 yards a carry and no sacks. How do you feel like that group is coming together?
I think we're gelling pretty good. We're pretty much the same group outside of Pooney, but Pooney plays like he's been here a few years, so we got lucky with that. But, we're gelling. We just got to – obviously, as long as we can keep Brock upright, he's going to carve the defense up. As long as we can, get the running backs to the line of scrimmage clean, they're going to fall forward. They're going to get yards. So, we're not where we want to be, but we are on a good track.
Trent, you mentioned Pooney, the guy never played right guard in college, and he comes in with this new position, and he seems like you said, a veteran. How amazing has that been to see?
That's amazing. I didn't know he didn't play right guard in college, so I just learned something. Yeah, which is crazy because, he literally has the makings of a Pro Bowl, All-Pro player at that position. So, but he's like I said, he's a godsend, man. He's a, really, really good kid, really, really professional. He gained his teammates' respect just by the way he carried himself.
What was your view on Brock's 3 touchdown passes? He had the one to Debo and 2 to Kittle. So from your point of view, are you engaged? Are you seeing the ball in the air?
Yeah, I'm engaged. Yeah. I think I seen Debo's, because the DN I was supposed to be blocking was chasing him in coverage, so I had a pretty good vantage point on that. I was kind of nervous because I know 53 can run, but obviously Debo got the full stride and it was game over. So, but yeah, Brock, as long as we keep him upright, as long as we keep the pocket clean, he's going to make the right decisions. He's going to put us in good position. So, we're not surprised by that.
You guys get the weekend off, and then the Chiefs come to town. What does that game mean?
It's a game. It's another game. It's not like we can get payback for losing in the Super Bowl. That ship has sailed. So it's another game. We got to come out and try to play complimentary football. We got to, obviously, we know what type of team that is. One of the best teams in the league. All-star quarterback. Great coach. So it's going to be a tough game regardless. So, we're going to take these 3 days off and regroup and come try to put a complete game together. All right. Appreciate y'all.
Go ahead, guys.
Brock, you said during the week that you saw a lot of Seattle's defense, what you saw from Baltimore last year with Mike McDonald. but you obviously performed a lot better this time out. Were there things you saw in this game you kind of thought, okay, I see this and now I know how to navigate it?
I mean, sorta. I think just going into the game, it was if they run this is my answer, and simple as that. I just try to keep it simple, and obviously check the ball down when I needed to, and hit my number one or number two in my progression as efficiently as I could, and I just kept it simple. Last year in that game, I feel like I just got out of rhythm, and I was trying to force stuff, and I just wasn't playing in the right mindset. Of being aggressive, being smart, and taking what the defense gave me. So I learned my lesson in that game, and then coming into this game, obviously new personnel. It's the Seahawks, not the Ravens, and so for me it was all right. Similar scheme, yes, but this is what we're trying to attack, and how can I be efficient as best as I can. So that was my mindset.
Brock, you mentioned kind of the need to find your identity as a team, and you have a game like this that you need to win, and then you have some injuries, and you have unseen replays, and all these things kind of going against you. What kind of step towards finding your identity do you think you took tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's always going to be stuff that you can clean up, and for us, our standard is high here, and so I think a lot of us would go to, all right, like we could have done this or that and be better here, but I think at the end of the day, man, it's a team sport, and so to go 4 quarters with all these different kinds of emotions and parts of the game, and to be able to rally together and defense get a turnover and then us score a touchdown at the end, and it's just that's team football, man, and that's the sport that we play. So I feel like we did take a step in the right direction for sure, and we're always going to have stuff that we're going to be hard on ourselves and need to grow and get better at, but I really do think that we all as a team came together and found a way today really well. So.
Can you please take us through the touchdown passes to Kittle and just your trust value with him?
Yeah, I mean, the first one you talking about, or both? The first one, man, yeah, just obviously a third down play, but for us, I saw just him have leverage on the outside, and I just needed to give him some space. He did a great job of breaking down and being at the right depth and the landmark, and he's really good at that. And so for me, it's just trusting and laying it on the sideline, knowing that my guy can go get it. And then the fact that he kept his 2 feet in was crazy. So awesome job on that. And then the second one, same thing. Though it was pretty tight coverage. We had a safety coming down on him, and then he cross-face, tight window. And it comes down to that component of trust, man. That's both of them. Both touchdowns were just a trust factor. So something that we've continued to grow at, throughout the offseason and throughout the games that we've played together. And then tonight it showed really well. So very proud of him.
Did this feel like how it should feel? Like, did you kind of feel like this was a get-right kind of game for the offense?
I mean, yeah, every opportunity we step out on the field, man, we want to do that. We want to get better and prove to ourselves that, we're going to play at the standard that we need to play at and that we're capable of playing at. And so tonight was another opportunity. It was a Thursday night game, and a great team in the Seahawks, great environment. And so for us to come out and just do our job, do it well, and be efficient, I thought for all of us it was, like I said, the right step in the right direction. And so there's stuff that we can still get better at, but more than anything, man, I'm proud of just how we all stuck together, man, as a unit. And when guys got banged up or went down, the next guy came in and did their job really well. So that's a good sign for all of us, and we just got to continue to walk this road together.
What would you say about the rookies and the performance they had tonight, speaking of stepping up?
Yeah, it was awesome just seeing Renardo get his interception, Malik on the defensive side, man, that always fires us up on the offense. And then obviously Isaac getting in at the end and pulling away. It was sort of like a little throwback memory of like when Jordan Mason got in a couple years ago and he had his run at the end. And but for those guys to step in, man, it's the NFL. It's, this ain't college, and it's the real deal. You're playing against the best of the best. And so for those guys to show up on Thursday night, a primetime game like that, it means a lot to all of us as a team and them showing that. So we all got their backs, and we're going to continue to grow together.
That's good. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Right here.
Hello.
What can you say about the rookies, the way Malik started the game and the way Renardo ended the game?
Yeah, I can't say enough about it. So big. We talked about during the week it being a must-win and all those type of things, and the gravity of the game, and to have your young guys, rookies, coming in and making those type of plays to help win a game, so big. And really happy for them, happy for our team finding a way to win, and yeah, it was great seeing them do that.
What's it like when you're saying it's a must-win game in the locker room? Is it practice field? Is it different heading into one where you guys kind of have the emergency light going on a little bit, even though it's early in the season?
Yeah, I think, we knew the gravity of the situation. We couldn't drop 0-3 in the division, to start the year. And my message to the guys on the field, during warm-ups was, just stay focused on the process, be in the moment. All this talk about must win, all this other stuff is great, but, how are we going to execute? How are we going to come out? What type of energy and tenacity are we going to play with? And I think everybody showed up the right way.
At the end of the third quarter, the Seahawks had a ton of momentum. Did it feel like you guys are going down the same path that you had the last 2 weeks?
1,000%. And, that was something, yeah, it sucks, but yes. It was something that felt familiar for sure. And I'm like, hey, we can go one of two ways right here. We can stand tall in a hostile environment in the game that we know that we got to get. Or, we can settle for exactly how we've been playing the last couple weeks, or the last, couple losses we've had. And that's what I'm probably most proud about right now is, the way we stood up.
Was there talk on the sidelines? Was there talk before the game?
Yeah, I mean, defensively, I think they had brought it to within one. Hey, George. Sorry. They had brought it within one score. And I'm looking at Bosa and some of the other guys, and I'm like, hey, you realize we're winning the game, and we have the opportunity on defense to stall them out right now, and kill that momentum that they've gotten. So I think we went out and we stopped them on that drive, and the offense got the ball back, and the rest was kind of history. But it was one of those moments where it's like, hey, let's go do it.
I know you weren't on the field for the challenge that Kyle threw there with the punt return. But at what point is it making its way down the field that there was an angle that showed him touching the ball, or how does that kind of work when you're on the sidelines? Do you hear about that at all?
No, I have no idea how any of that works. I let my head coach take care of all of that. He does a good job.
What can you two more guys? Bernardo Green's interception went from your end.
Yeah, I mean I'm just out. I'm back in coverage, and it looked like we got a hitch from Gino, and I thought Gino must have seen something that he liked, and I turned around to see Bernardo pick that ball off, and my mindset was let's go score and try and get a block for him. Malik got his interception, and he ran right out of bounds. I'm like, what are we doing? So you got to learn. You got to learn. Hey, come on, let's go. We got to go.
Obviously, us one red zone situation has been an issue. Did you see the first red zone touchdown? Did that feel like a kind of weight off the shoulders moment?
You talking about for our offense or? George, what did you guys do? You scored, didn't you? That was good.
Devo scored from 71 yards?
Yours was the first right.
But yours was the red zone. Yeah, George is a good player for us, and he does a good job. So does Brock. I'm not really worried about whatever they got going on. I know they'll take care of business and do what they got to do. It's our job on defense to be better in the red zone ourselves.
DK had 11 targets, only 3 catches, and that looked like maybe it was going to be an issue with that Mooney there. I'm sure you're not staring at the secondary, but what's your assessment of what the job they did?
I can't say enough about it. That was a big thing for us pregame. We lose obviously one of our best corners before the game starts, and guys are getting shuffled around. He's a big part of what they do. I don't know what was going on with their offense. It didn't seem like he was kind of rotating in and out. But yeah, we made his life hard for most of the game, and I know he got some on us, but we got more, and I'm so proud of our back end and the way that they competed.
All right,
thanks guys.
George is our last one.
Last week you said you're not winning.
Howdy.
You're not winning the grimy ones.
Yes.
You consider this one winning a grimy one?
We made it grimy, yes. Well, technically they made it grimy. What a response. We score a touchdown, go up 23-3, and then they go right down with a kickoff return for a touchdown. We don't do anything on offense. They go down again and score, a 95-yard drive. I think all that does is reiterate that winning in the NFL is really difficult. It doesn't matter who you play. Anybody can win on any given Sunday. Great movie. But I was just proud of our offense, too. Our defense held them for an incredibly long time, got them through the 2-minute warning, had to score on 4th down, so they burned a ton of time off the clock. And then I was just pumped that Coach Shanahan committed to our outside run. Like, it wasn't pretty the entire day, but when they finally gave us a look that we've been practicing the entire week, we executed, and Isaac went for however far that was, 70-something yards? 71, decent. And then he slid, too, just so Kyle could get a touchdown. Kyle's in everybody's ear about that stuff. It's hilarious.
George, you guys have been in these positions before where your back's kind of against the wall. What is it about this core that allows you guys to kind of meet the moment when you have these must-win type of scenarios?
I thought it wasn't a must-win.
Close to, just short of must-win.
You know, I think, Coach Shanahan's been here for 8 years. We've had a lot of guys who've been here 4 years plus. We've been in a lot of big games. We've won a lot of big games. We've lost some big games. And so it's just, we are experienced in the moment. We don't let it, we try our best to not let it get too big for us. When we have new guys in the huddle, whether it's new guys to the team from, Saubert to Isaac, Chris Conley's playing a lot this year. You're just like, when you have new guys out there and like, when they feel the confidence from all the guys who've been through there before, they feel like they fit right into it, and they have that confidence as well. So, it's just our team's been in those situations, and we've done pretty good with those, especially, here on the road in Seattle with an amazing fan base who just despises us, which I absolutely love. It's actually fun. The guy in the corner with all the crazy signs, I gave him my hat after the game. I don't think he liked it, but that was pretty – I enjoyed that one. But, it's just I think we have a lot of experience to go through these types of games. How rewarding? 3 touchdowns in my birthday week. Thank you, Brock. It's fun too, when you have the exact same look on technically 2 different plays, but they look the same on 2 red zone touchdowns from one of the Cardinals last week and then this one. This is my second one tonight. They're basically the exact same look, different routes, but ended up looking the same. I don't know if I'm going to get that look again, but hopefully people keep covering me like that. That's really fun.
Can you walk through the first touchdown catch? Because it kind of, from our angle, looked like we have no idea how the ball got in there and got it.
Brock's good at football. And, it's a play that we installed probably 3 years ago. We've run it for a long time. We've called it maybe a couple times in a game. It's a third down play for us. And for us to call in the red zone, we run it all the time in practice. It always ends up like that. They were in a really funky coverage against it, though, but Brock put it in the perfect spot possible. And I don't know if you guys come to our practices, but Coach Fleury, my tight ends coach, makes me do toe taps on the sideline twice a week. So helped out a little bit. Yes, Matt.
About the difficulty level of that, concentrating on making the catch, knowing where you are, and making sure you get your feet in. How difficult is that for you?
It's a tough play, but I've been in the league for 8 years. I've played a lot of football. Those are the plays that I've been pretending to have since I was a kid, with my dad in the backyard. Like, those are the plays that you dream of. And it's just fun to have the opportunity to do that tonight. And whether it's practice reps, visualization, whatever it is, that's what prepared me for the moment.
George, why did you have to go to the locker room?
Say what?
Why did you have to go to the locker room?
I had to go to the bathroom. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah, who knows? It's a question for my next podium will be next Thursday. See you guys then.